Hi, we meet again in Madam Nur Shamsia's biology video, and today's lesson is on Biology Form 5 KSSM 2.4 Main Organ for Photosynthesis. Content standard for today's lesson is 17.4 Main Organ for Photosynthesis. Learning standard 17.4.1 Justify the necessity of photosynthesis in plants. 17.4.2 Relate the adaptations of internal structure of a leaf to photosynthesis. 17.4.3 Identify structure of chloroplast, that is granum, thylakoid and stroma. Now, why is photosynthesis important? The first reason, the process of photosynthesis is to produce food. Plants are autotrophic, meaning plants are able to produce food through the process of photosynthesis. Glucose is the food. Second, it is to generate energy. Product of photosynthesis, that is glucose, can be used by other organisms when other organisms consume plant to generate energy through cellular respiration, or other words through oxidation of the food, through oxidation of the glucose. And the third importance of photosynthesis is to supply oxygen. Look at the equation. Oxygen is the byproduct of photosynthesis, so oxygen is released to the environment, can be used by other organisms for respiration. The next section of this topic is on the adaptation of the internal structure of the leaf to photosynthesis. Now, look at the internal structure of a leaf. Label number 1 up here. It is the upper epidermis, and down here, it is the lower epidermis. Label number 3. Right? So if you look at the diagram, you can see the transparent waxy cuticle up here. The transparent waxy cuticle on the upper epidermis also can be found at the lower epidermis. This will allow the sunlight to penetrate the upper and the lower epidermis, going to the palisade mesophyll. Actually palisade mesophyll is labeled 2A. We are going to see it in the next slide. And at the lower epidermis, you can find stomata. Stomata. This one is to allow gaseous exchange. Next structure, we are going to see palisade mesophyll. Palisade mesophyll is labeled 2A here. The cells that are arranged closely, and then arranged upright, very close, they are called as palisade mesophyll. So this palisade mesophyll contains a lot of chloroplasts. This will enable maximum sunlight to be absorbed. Chloroplasts contain chlorophyll that will absorb the light energy from the sunlight to be used for photosynthesis. Next structure is 2B, that is spongy mesophyll. This one. Spongy mesophyll, the green color here. Meaning when they are green color, meaning they contain chloroplasts, but the amount of chloroplasts is less than the amount of chloroplasts in the palisade mesophyll. If you see the arrangement of the spongy mesophyll, they are arranged loosely, apart from each other. This will allow air spaces in between them. When there are air spaces, this will allow efficient gaseous exchange for the photosynthesis to occur. Next is vascular bundle. Number 4 here. Vascular bundle. Vascular bundle consists of 2 parts. That is xylem. The red part here, okay, where the xylem function is to transport water and mineral salts that is absorbed from the root to the leaf to be used in photosynthesis, whereas phloem, that is in blue color, okay, will transport glucose, that is the product of photosynthesis, okay, from the leaf to all parts of the plant. Now we look at the detailed structure of a chloroplast. So this diagram shows a chloroplast. So chloroplast contain two membrane, that is the outer membrane and the inner membrane. So inside the chloroplast, okay, you have a thylakoid, granum. Okay, we are going to see one by one after this, thylakoid, granum, and also stroma. We are going to see detail after this. And there is also lamella. Okay, lamella is the structure that join the two thylakoid together. So now we are going to see the details of thylakoid. Okay, thylakoid is a disc-shaped sac that contains chlorophyll. In a thylakoid membrane, there are photosynthetic pigments that are able to trap sunlight, and light-dependent reaction of photosynthesis occur in thylakoid. Now we look at the detailed structure of granum. So granum is actually the disc-shaped stack of thylakoid. So you have thylakoid, 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 thylakoid. Okay, so this whole structure, okay, as a group we call as granum. So this arrangement will increase the surface area, of course, to optimum the rate of photosynthesis. Next is stroma. Okay, so stroma is actually a colorless fluid that surrounds the granum. So you have the granum, the green color here. So the fluid that surrounds the granum in a chloroplast we call as stroma. And stroma is the site for light-independent reaction of photosynthesis, that is to produce glucose. Remember just now, for the light-dependent reaction, it is happening in thylakoid, whereas for light-independent reaction of photosynthesis, it occurs in the stroma. Okay. Okay, in a four-seasons country, when the autumn comes, the green color will change to other colors, orange, red, and so on. Okay, why? Because there is a changes in the light intensity and also the temperature of the surrounding. Due to that, the chlorophyll will slowly broken down. When the chlorophyll broken down, it will expose other pigments from the leaf to be shown. Okay, meaning there are other pigment colors that are present in the leaf. So how can we actually see the pigments that are actually present in the leaf? We can use this method, that is chromatography. Okay, so what is chromatography? This is the apparatus set up for the chromatography experiment. Okay, actually the technique used is to separate components of mixture based on the differences solubility of the components in a certain solvent. So in this case, what we do is we use to separate photosynthetic pigment, that is pigment of different color in the leaf. Okay, we separate it using this technique because their solubility in the solvent is different. So if you look at this diagram, the solvent that we use is actually propanone. Okay, so we take the spot of the leaf mixture here. Okay, and then this propanone will diffuse the pigment from the leaf going up, and then the distance of the pigment going up depends on its solubility on the propanone. Okay, so this is an example of the results. Okay, this is where we begin. Okay, so you can see that the pigments are separating according to the different color. You have carotene on top, you have xanthophyll, which is different color, you have chlorophyll A, and then you have chlorophyll B. You can actually do it in the lab, or you can also do it at home. Okay, question time. The question for today is explain 3 adaptations of a leaf to enable photosynthesis to occur efficiently in plant. So since the questions only ask 3 adaptations, so I will only discuss 3 adaptations. You may discuss the rest of the adaptations with your teacher. Okay, so we look at the suggested answer. Okay, how are we going to answer this? Alright, so you have to give the structure and then the function of the structure in relation to photosynthesis. Okay, so we look at the example. Number 1 is the structure is transparent waxy cuticle on the upper and lower epidermis. That is the structure. Why? Okay, it is to allow sunlight to penetrate the epidermis going into the palisade mesophyll. Second, the structure is stomata. They are present in the lower epidermis. Why? Okay, it is for the gaseous exchange to occur. So you can see, you give the structure, okay, and then you give the function in relation to photosynthesis. Same thing here. Okay, structure and function. Look at number 3. Structure, palisade mesophyll are packed with chloroplast. Why? Meaning the function, to enable maximum amount of sunlight to be absorbed for photosynthesis. So, you may discuss with your teacher other structure with the functions to answer this question. Good luck! Alright, we have come to the end of this video. I hope you have gained something from it. Okay, see you in the next video. Don't forget to subscribe my channel. Till then, bye-bye.